You've likely seen this video. It's been shared all across the country and the world and become a hot topic for former President Donald Trump. 6 men carrying weapons breaking into an Aurora apartment.
And today, we are finally learning more about those suspects. Denver 7 investigative reporter Natalie Chuck joining us now in the studio. And Natalie, you were in the room this morning when investigators pulled back the veil on the details surrounding this video finally.
Hey there, Jason and Jessica. Yeah, that is right. You know, we are very aware this video has picked up a lot of steam, especially with Aurora officials confirming that a Venezuelan gang, Tren de Aragua, better known as TDA, is operating in the city. The big headline today, the chief of police saying they do not believe any of the 6 men seen here are part of TDA, at least not as of right now.
I think this was almost the perfect storm.
That's how Aurora Police Chief Todd Chamberlain describes what led up to and the fallout from this viral video captured at an Aurora apartment complex. Police have identified 3 of the 6 suspects seen here breaking into a unit, guns in hand. 21-year-old Naudi Lopez Fernandez is in custody. 20-year-old Nifred Jose Serpa Acosta and 25-year-old Anderson Zambrano Pacheco both wanted on active warrants. Investigators connecting this scene on August 18th with a deadly shooting that took place shortly after.
This is not an immigration issue. It's a crime issue.
We have watched this video circulate on social media and national news. The traction only amplifying the narrative that a Venezuelan gang, Tren de Aragua, has taken over several apartment complexes.
At this time, we do not have any information that points to these individuals being involved in any specific gang.
But Chief Chamberlain not completely ruling it out.
I think there's always a possibility, sure. Again, I don't really like giving out anecdotal information when it's not factual.
This all happened more than a month ago. Aurora's newest police chief was sworn in only about a week and a half ago. Some people feel like without this video going viral, we might not have had as much transparency about what is going on with these investigations. Can you speak to why information has or has not been rolled out in the manner in which it has?
Yeah, I think one is the investigation was unfolding, but I'll talk for me as the chief of police. For me, transparency is going to be one of my primary goals of letting the community know as a whole what we are doing.
The new chief stressing the point that his agency is in the business of investigating crimes, not enforcing immigration policy.
Crime does not discriminate, and we will not discriminate on how we enforce or what we do. It will be based not on their immigration status, not on if they're documented or undocumented, or what their sex or ethnicity or their race is, but it's based upon the fact have they or will they commit crimes.
The agency has deemed this the, quote, safe haven investigation, and it is ongoing. Anyone with information is encouraged to contact Crime Stoppers. There is a reward of up to $2,000 for information. And guys, the chief says one of the barriers into this investigation is getting victims to come forward. Many of them are immigrants themselves and fear deportation if they say anything, but the chief stressing today that will not be the case.
Interesting, Natalie. And today, Aurora's police chief acknowledged that there's a lot of complexity investigating alleged gang activity, and they don't want to misidentify anyone as a gang member.
Yeah, this news conference happening a month after that video was shot. So what steps is the department taking to make sure that as they're investigating all this, they're not discriminating?
Yeah, absolutely. This is something the chief was very sensitive about today. He is adamant that the department is not going to be what he calls over-policing the apartment complex. His exact words were officers are not going to, quote, roll in there and every person who is Venezuelan, we're immediately handcuffing them or patting them down. He says the agency is taking a methodical approach and wants to gain the trust of victims who might fear law enforcement right now, guys. So very complicated, a lot to digest from this press conference today.
Something we will, of course, continue to follow. Natalie Chuck in for us tonight.
Natalie, thank you. We're also looking into how, prior to reports of these gangs, residents at these Aurora apartments pleaded for help about poor living conditions. Tonight at 6, we're digging through inspection records that show problems dating back years.